Hello, hello, hello. And this is the day that the Lord has made, and I choose to rejoice and to be glad therein. What a great day to yet be alive. I am Dr. Carolyn Boston Love of Jacksonville, Florida, and it is my pleasure to meet you tonight in Marriage GPS, Greater Possibilities and Strategies. To Bishop House and Lady House, thank you so much. Mountaintop, hello, 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 Dr. Ann Mercer. Let's get down to business. For when we meet, we come in with purpose and a strategy to get the job done. Let me just begin by saying, believe it or not, there are no perfect marriages. I don't care who said that there is, that there are, or they are not. Let's look at what are the secrets to successful marriages. My husband and I, Bishop Leonard David Love, been married 50 years, and we are still in love. Does that mean we are exempted from situations and circumstances? Absolutely not. But however, one way or the other, we've managed to work through our differences. We've managed to work through obstacles. You name it, and we've probably been there, done that, seen it, got a t-shirt, mug, and a keychain. But with that being said, let me just say, it is my assignment to help in this hour and in this season to create great marriages. It doesn't matter what is the current situation. It's all about let's work on making marriages great. There are some secrets to successful marriages. And how would you describe a successful marriage? That's really left up to you how you want to describe it. But let me just clear the air with one thing. There are no perfect marriages. If that's what you're looking for, stop looking. There are no perfect marriages. There are no marriages that does not have their ups and downs and ins and outs. But it is a mature couple that chooses to work through those times. There are not perfect marriages, but there are certainly marriages with adventurous experiences. That's where we want to shift and move marriages today. Anything that's basic, average, ordinary, same old, that's not going to keep life moving. But when you're not looking for the perfect mate, the perfect spouse, the perfect setting, the perfect marriage, and you begin to look for two who've made a covenant and a vow to each other and God, that they will be adventurous and experiment with great and wonderful things. That's who I want to talk to tonight. So I am assigned to help others in this time and this season as a marriage consultant, a marriage coach, a marriage mentor, with 50 years of marriage and then about 32 years of working with couples, working with premarital arrangements and all that kind of stuff. We've done that, and still doing it. I enjoy that. That is a part of my life and my mantle. So we want to push forward in marital situations and circumstances to be happy, whatever you describe that as. We want lasting and fulfilling marriages. And we want both of you to come to the table with ideas of what will get us there. Don't assume you know what your partner wants. Don't assume you've got it under control. Anything good can be better. Anything better can be great. And let's work on great marriages. And so as we come to marriage ministry, our weekly sessions, we're looking for greater possibilities, and strategies to get us there. It just does not happen automatically. Because you said I do, because you wear a ring, because the last name changed, because you live at the same address, does not guarantee anything. Let me tell you about this. We're moving towards moving progressively to better arrangements. We don't want to just live in a basic arrangement where we live under the same roof or at the same address. Let's shift. Come on, say with me, let's shift. Let's shift. Let's shift to arrangements of healthy and loving environments. And I hope that on these Thursday nights, you'll pick up some secrets, you'll share some secrets. And after you leave these sessions, you'll talk, you'll share, you'll discuss, and you'll push each other towards a greater marriage. You know, when you get to know me better, then I'm probably going to change this from marriage GPS, because after you get there, we're probably going to call this Spicyville. Yes, because I believe in putting some spice, putting some spunk, adding some flavor, adding some change into who you are and what you do. And so tonight, or today, or whatever time you're listening, I want to give you just a few little spicy secrets to help you to begin to make some big differences in your marriage. Bishop House, Lady House, Dr. Ann, and everybody else, there are some small actions that you can put into play immediately that will bring some big differences in your marriage. So I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you beginning tonight. Let's add some spicy sauce to your marriage and your relationship, and let's make it great. To every marriage, to every situation, you've got to have a plan. You have to have a formula. You have to have a strategy to build forward for success. And so here's one little tip. Let me just tell you what I do. In each of my sessions, I spread the love sauce. What in the world is the love sauce? I'm glad you asked. LOVE. L is for listening. You've got to be able to listen to your partner, listen to your spouse, listen to the one you're engaged to, listen to the one that you're living and have joined yourself to. So L is for listening. O is be open. You've got to stay open, open to new, open to change, open to better. Then V, you've got to have a vision for where you're going. It's not going to happen automatically. It's just not going to happen like that. You're two different individuals. And so you have to have a vision, a plan, a formula, a blueprint to build for a greater marriage. And then E is for execution. You can have the greatest plans in the world, but if you never start putting those plans into practice, it won't work. So part one, let me give you a spicy secret to making marriage great and marriage successful as we move forward to growing and being experimental and adventurous in our relationships. First act that I want you to begin practicing, I'm going to give you what I call, let me see how I'm going to say it. It's called the TALK, TALK challenge, the TALK challenge. The TALK challenge is where you, the two of you, and it may be just you right now, however you are, you decide that for 60 seconds, several times a day, 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 seconds, you're going to convey and engage into positive verbal interaction. That's called the TALK challenge. During the TALK challenge, this is not the time that you're going to talk about logistical matters. We're not talking about bills. We're not talking about children. We're not talking about church. We're not talking about work. We're not talking about dislikes. We're not talking about issues. when you begin to change and move marriage forward, you have to select time to have non-logistical discussions. So when the time comes and you have to have logistical discussions, you got to have those, then it's a set time. It's not an everyday drudgery thing that you're talking about bills and you're talking about the children, you're talking about your job. All of those things are important. I'm not minimizing any of those things, but during the talk challenge for the next 7 days, I want you to set the timer and choose 60 seconds that you begin to positively interact in conversation. Remember, make it fun. Make it something different than the usual or the obvious things that has to be discussed. All right. So it's non-logistical communication. It's a good talk. It's a sweet talk. You might even leave a message on the voicemail. You might put something in the conversation that's fun or exciting to both of you, but not the regular run-of-the-mill family conversation, all right? So I'm challenging you over the next 7 days. Every day, think ahead of a way that you can say positively and stay on track with speaking and talking about something non-logistical, all right? Fun, exciting, more than what the normal conversation would be. See, when you begin to put actions into place, that is what speaks change. Change does not happen because you say we're going to change or we need to change or you need to change. Usually it's easier to tell your partner you need to change. But let's be clear about one thing, very clear about one thing. Change happens through actions. Change happens through action. You'll never talk your way out of a situation. Your behavior is what change and makes a difference in the situation. So you must act. I'm asking you, I'm challenging you for the next 7 days, every day, a couple of times a day. Even if one of those times will have to be a voicemail, leave it and let it be non-logistical. Your spouse will begin to appreciate conversation, appreciate each other better when it's not always about the same thing. If anything, you have to choose the times when you're going to talk about logistical things. My husband and I decided early on, and I said, with my line of work during the day, I can't come home and talk about this every day. I'm not going to be able to do it. And he and I decided that Tuesdays and Thursdays, listen to this, Tuesdays and Thursdays would be the day that we had those logistical conversations. The other days, they were off limits to discussing that. If something came up and I had to make him aware of it, or he had to make me aware of it, that's something different. But coming home, talking about issues every day does not add, build, and grow a marriage relationship. If anything, it causes the disconnect. So I challenge you for the next 7 days. Take this little simple step, this little simple action that will bring big results. And not just for the 7 days, but we're moving in a cycle where your actions will bring change to the situation. In a 24-hour period, to not discuss, and many times discussions lead to arguments, tension, and it goes on and on and on. But your spouse would love to hear something from you, and it's not related to the issues at hand. Yes, the issues have to be discussed, but do we have to talk about it every day? These are some simple things for immediate application. All information and no application does not bring change. And so it's so easy to think someone understands what you're trying to say or what you need, but love has a formula to it. And baby, one of the spices that you add is being able to talk, have conversation beyond what the critical issues are. Everybody wants some form of peace. And many times we don't realize how, annoying it could be to have to keep going over the same thing. That does not institute change because you keep talking about it. All talk and no strategies, no formula, no blueprint to maneuver your way through things. That's just not how you get it done. So I'm here on my assignment to help you understand how to restore the marriage, how to build the marriage, how to reboot the marriage, how to take things and begin to master marriage, bring it back to the root. What formulated this marriage from the beginning? Where have you grown or have you disconnected? When you can begin to talk about something besides the issues, you will see what a big adjustment that will make. And you know what? I hear you thinking. You're probably saying, I don't see where that's going to make a difference. It's some things we need to talk about, and we need to talk about them now. That's probably why you're in the situation you're in. Let's relook the thing. Let's take a serious look at how we can move forward. Many times we are stuck in the same situation because we are talking about it. We hear what each other's saying, but are we really listening? When you begin to shift your conversation from this, which is the issue, which is the problem, what you like, what you dislike, what you're critical of, it's the children, it's the this, it's the that, and only leave that for certain times. Now, believe me, the opportunity to bring it up will come up, but you got to begin to change things and begin to decide, we're going to discipline ourselves. You're mature, I'm mature. What we're not going to do is do this every day. I'm talking to the folk who are tired of the routine, tired of the average, tired of, I don't want to do this every day. Who wants to come home to the same old every day? When will the special moments come? I am putting the love formula into your plate now, giving you the opportunity to begin making some small, simple adjustments that will be long-lasting, fruitful, cause the union to blossom. Now you can't do it for 7 days and then you go back to the same old. While we are setting the times to talk about non-logistical things, think about how peaceful it is to talk about this rather than to have to discuss that. All of us have some things that we're like, if I haven't talked about this one more time, I don't know what I'm going to do. All of us have had those times. But when you are not looking for the perfect marriage, the perfect mate, the perfect space, and you're looking at adventurous experiences, adventure into intentional talk time. Talk time that's non-logistical. Talk time that's open, it's judgment-free, it's fun, and it's not even touching the boundaries of the issues of life. Now, it may take a few moments for you to work to find out how we're going to do this. What can I talk about? That's your part. You figure that out. You got to know your partner well enough to know this pushes that button, but this pushes the other button. There are some times when you must choose not to be in a logistical setting. Select your times. We're going to talk about budget, bills, and children, and this and that, and those kinds of things. In-laws, we're going to talk about work. We're going to talk about certain things at certain times. And when we choose to discuss them, both of us need to show up for the conversation. And the conversations will begin to get better as you choose your time to talk about the difficult things. You can't ignore them. They are there. They have to be addressed. But do they have to be addressed every day? I call you to the 7-day challenge. Come on, it's in you. Come on, come on, come on. You can get there. You can do this. You can handle this. You can come up with conversations, talk, leave that spicy. Just make sure you leave that at the right telephone number, all right? You don't want to leave that kind of message for just anybody. So make sure you got your telephone numbers right and watch the renewal begin. I'm calling you. I'm calling you to come forward in the area of your marriage. It's your responsibility to make adventurous experiences. All of them can begin with changing when you talk about really, really logistical things. I'm calling you to 60 seconds of non-logistical conversation. Test the waters. See how it flows. Check your mate's expression. Might feel awkward. Might not be any fun. Might put pressure on you and probably take you out of your comfort zone. But it's okay. We're going somewhere. Welcome to Marriage GPS, where weekly we're going to sit at the table. You're at love's table now, and I'm sprinkling my special sauce on making things work for you. The love formula is L is for listening, O is for open, V is for vision, and E is for execution. You've got 7 days to practice your 60-second moments of non-logistical conversation. I can't wait to hear your report, how it turns out, and how it's working together for your good. All right, for those of you, meet me back next week, same time, same place, and let's pick up in Marriage GPS. God bless you. I'm praying for your marriage.